Welcome to Ron Paul Wins. These Ron Paul Wins videos are dedicated to all the ways that the doc dominates his competition, as I will continue to demonstrate.
I said lay off the queen, you jackass. I swear I'm gonna slap somebody now.
Excuse me for asking, nope, but kind of dead in here, isn't it?
You don't listen too good, do you?
See that bird at the faro table?
You back that queen again, you son of a bitch. I'll blow you right up that wildcat's ass. Do you hear me? Huh?
He comes barging in here one day, slapping all the customers, waving his gun around. He chased out all the high-class play. The only trade comes in and out is just the bummers and the drovers. Just the dregs.
Why don't you get rid of him, get yourself a straight dealer?
This is a special report. Tonight's special report, Selective Service. Let's take a listen to Ron Paul from March 28th, 2012.
There's been a lot of mandates that I've complained about. No matter what they do, every regulation, every law has a threat. If you don't obey it, you're either going to get fined a lot of money or put in prison. But what about the ultimate mandate? And it's still on the books, although it's not being enforced right now. It's still on the books that when you're 18, you have to sign up for Selective Service, which means they believe that they own you and that they can use you and they can put you in the military if they want to.
Okay, if you've been following Ron Paul's speeches, this is new. What he's talking about, Selective Service, this is newly injected into his stump speech. Does get tremendous attention from the crowd in Maryland. From the crowd there in Maryland, at the University of Maryland. Well, what is Ron Paul talking about? What is the Selective Service? The Selective Service system is a means by which the United States government maintains information on those potentially subject to military conscription. If you are a man ages 18 through 25 and living in the U.S., then you must register with Selective Service.
It's the law.
According to the law, a man must register with Selective Service within 30 days of his 18th birthday. If you're about to turn 18, man, you better get in there.
Most male U.S. citizens and male immigrant non-citizens between the ages...
What? Most male U.S. citizens and male immigrant non-citizens between the ages of 18 and 25 are required by law to have registered within 30 days of their 18th birthday and must notify Selective Service within 10 days of any changes to any of the information he provided on his registration card. As of the end of 2008, the names and addresses of over 14 million men are on file. Where those files are kept, we don't know. The Selective Service system provides the names of all registrants to the Joint Advertising, Marketing, Research, and Studies (JAMRS) program for inclusion in the JAMRS Consolidated Recruitment Database. Basically, you'll be in a database. The names are distributed to the services for recruiting purposes on a quarterly basis. We do know that Ron Paul was drafted into the military.
At the height of the Cold War, I was drafted in 1962 during the missile crisis in Cuba.
So we can assume that he does have a Selective Service card. Well, what about Newt Gingrich? Does he have a Selective Service card? Okay, let's take a look at some fact check here. Gingrich did register for the draft when he turned 18 in 1961 and was contracted by his draft board to fill out a general information questionnaire in mid-1963. Upon reviewing the questionnaire, the board gave him a deferment on the basis of having a child.
I need one quick follow-up. When I was drafting, I was married and had 2 kids, and I went.
Selective Service System officials said this is a special report. Where was Mitt Romney? When it came time for Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich to serve in the armed forces during the Vietnam War in the 1960s, both presidential candidates weaseled out of their duty to serve their country. Now they espouse hawkish rhetoric, vehemently back the occupation of Afghanistan. Living in a palace in France, Mitt Romney didn't get to witness the horrors of the Vietnam War. Romney received a deferment in order to further spread his religion in France. While American troops were fighting the Viet Cong in jungles deep inside of Vietnam, Mitt Romney was quoting verses of the Book of Mormon and improvising his French. You think this letter on my head stands for France? Okay, imagine you're driving 100 miles per hour right towards the edge of a cliff and your car skids out in Santorum. Thank goodness we covered all the GOP. You know, there's all this media talk right now. Everyone's fussing and fighting about, oh, the GOP are destroying each other from within. You know what? It's all healthy debate. Deal with it, you whining like Santorum. When you look at it, it's like, oh, we should elect you to whine about everything. We don't want the whiner in chief. This is a special report. Let's get into it. Why are we bringing up selective service? Well, let's take a look at the candidate that's running for re-election, and that's Barack Obama. So what's going on with Barack Obama's selective service card? Barack Obama's selective service card has glaring differences from all other selective service cards from that year or from any other year.
The card put forth on the internet was actually acquired through a Freedom of Information Act request by a former ICE government agent. And that individual put that request forward, got a little bit of a runaround. For a little while there, nobody could find it. Then lo and behold, they find it. About a 10-day span of time goes by from the time they announce that they find it to when they send this to him. And they forward him the card. When he gets the card, he takes a good look at it, and there's that date stamp. The only problem with the date stamp is it should have said, I believe it was July 29th, should have said 1980. On a Hawaiian postmark. Mr. Obama says July 29th, 80. Looking at that stamp, it looks a little suspicious. We took the stamp to a number of retired post office workers. We took it to a couple retired postmaster generals, had them look at it. People that handle this stuff all the time, and they also agreed it looks suspicious. People that handle this stuff all the time, and they also agreed it looks suspicious.
Who's on the case? The Cold Case Posse. You love 48 Hours, you love Forensic Files, you love all that cable, Solve a Crime, Murder, She Wrote, Update, Agatha Christie style shit. When something like this is going down, people, they rally up. And they call a sheriff, and that's Sheriff Joe Arpaio from Maricopa County in Arizona. He's the one that's looking into this. Him and his Cold Case Posse.
How good is this team you've assembled, in your opinion?
Well, they're ex-cops. Mike has done a great job on this. He's living this for 24 hours a day. And just as good if he was full-time. But he's an ex-cop. He just doesn't get paid. But he has the authority under me, under the Constitution. I can swear in private citizens called the posse, and they have the same coverage as a regular deputy.
His Cold Case Posse operates free of any tax expenditures. He had a press conference not long ago, and when the media attended the press conference, they were talking a whole gang of mess. They didn't know what was going on. All their questions in one. Are you saying that Barack Obama is some kind of bad guy? Look, I'm saying that I'm looking at a bunch of fraudulent documents. Let's cover that. Let's talk about that. Let's find out where they originated and take it from there. So can we say that you're racist? I'm Republican. Oh, you're Republican? Oh, well, that settles it. Nothing to report here. Really? And so where's the GOP on this issue? They're the ones that want to take down Obama. It seems like every time an issue that pops up that's like, we can take down Obama with this, the GOP is like, nah. You know what? Our job is to lose this thing. The GOP, they lose. Obama, he loses. Ron Paul wins. Whoa. Okay, wait. Have you heard about the reporter contest at Infowars.com? Alex Jones is announcing an exciting escalation in the Infowar. A lot of people, like me, want to be on the front lines exposing corruption, tyranny, and the New World Order. So check this out. Ron Paul wins. This is my own thing, but I really love Infowars, and so I'm going to put this out as a special report for Infowars.com. Check it out at Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, because there's a war on for your mind.